kiss me.
You would never cheat on him?
Never.
Huh? Wait, what'd you ask?
Would you ever cheat on him?
Yeah, I would, but he wouldn't.
Whoa. Sorry, I never texted it.
That's okay, you.
Why?
Because you don't want to kiss me.
How does that make you feel that I don't want to kiss you?
It just makes you a dumb hoe.
Me?
Yeah, you.
How does that make me that?
What do you mean?
Why does it make me that for not kissing you?
Because anyone here would.
Really?
Yeah, I bet. Watch this.
All right, go get a guy. Prove it to me.
Okay, wait. Watch this. Will you kiss me for a video later?
Alcohol and cynicism, the OCD and constant overthinking, like what I should have said, what I should have done.
Goodbye!
Guys all over the West are waking up en masse, and it's not hard to understand why. The 21st century has taught us two things. One, the modern woman is lost and doesn't want to be found. And two, it's better to create a path and go your own way. But these aren't things we learn from schools, books, or television. If anything, these entertainment mediums try to do the opposite. For as long as we've been able to take our first steps, we were placed in front of screens showing us how the male element is no longer needed. We'd see stories where women run off and go out with countless guys, the flavors of the week, only to be greeted by the original guy waiting there, debasing himself in the hopes of being the last one in line. Without fail, the girl boss protagonist would finally settle, and the audience was supposed to just down the blue-tinted capsule and accept that she was magically reborn a chaste queen, devoid of the promiscuity that made her run around in the first place. Well, the cultural experiment has been conducted and, as predicted, we aren't able to curb basic biology. Not only is the theory observably false, but now we have the hard evidence to back it up. And, as is just as predictable, feminists are coming out to try and claim this reality is the natural baseline that men tried to hide. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Robert Playdell with a banger of a comment who said, Men age like Sean Connery and women age like Sean Connery. Bro, the first time I read this, I burst out laughing. This is gold right here. So man, please don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. It could be the funniest or it could be the most liked, so don't forget to leave a comment and you could be tomorrow's winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as it helps out a ton. So now let's get right back into the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
In the Standard article titled Why Women Are Having More Affairs Than Ever, author Catriona Innes tries to put a progressive spin on these findings by writing, throughout her nearly decade-long marriage, 38-year-old Fee has, to varying degrees, cheated on her husband. Everything from seemingly small indiscretions, sexting strangers, to the extreme end of the spectrum, attending sex parties with both men and women. Before we got together, I was very sexually active. Going to BDSM clubs was really part of my identity, she says. I was in my 20s and wanted to explore those different parts of myself, but my partner wasn't into my more kinkier sexual preferences. She began finding people she could color outside of the lines of matrimony with. I think it's unrealistic that we can get everything we can possibly need from one partner, Fee argues. And if the other partner isn't up for an open relationship, that means the other person is making a sacrifice. Stories like this are still laced with a certain shock factor, but mostly because of a traditional lack of female perspectives on affairs, and indeed on expansive sexual desire. The world is very much out on the multifarious sexual needs for all genders in academic circles, and pop culture to a degree, post 50 Shades of Grey. In social circles, there is now less of a taboo. Fee is far from a lone woman breaking free from monogamy. We're going to have to break this down into small bites, guys. There's a lot going wrong in this statement on its own. Just like every modern woman, the use of language is everything here. In an effort to throw shame out the window, Innes says this woman is participating in varying degrees of cheating. Lady, what does this even mean? Varying degrees? The last time I checked, infidelity was infidelity. It doesn't matter if you made out on a park bench or found yourself at an eyes wide shut party. Don't go calling it coloring outside the lines of matrimony. Artistic expression doesn't just suddenly make Western women heroes. Nope. You took advantage of a guy while he was away, and now you're trying to act as if you decided to go to a different restaurant. What this introduction really translates to is that 100 years ago, women were in a societal position that encouraged self-control. But now they can't be married for more than 3 years without jumping from guy to guy as if it's sample day in the Costco freezer section. Also, there's no way you're actually trying to argue that there's been a traditional lack of female perspectives on affairs. This channel shows countless clips showing that very thing on a daily basis. It's been a point of pride for these types for a very long time.
In your pre-show notes here, you said that you effed a whole platoon.
Oh, yeah.
How much men are in a platoon? Well, specific platoons may range from 10 to 100 people.
How many dudes did you sleep with?
Probably at that time, like 20.
Was this like over the span of like 5 days or like 2 weeks?
Probably a month. They would bring me new guys. They would be like, Jeannie, the next batch is here, like coming in from...
How did this unfold? Where were you?
I was in Alabama working at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, and one of them came in and he was like...
He
no.
would, yeah, and then he would stay for me like after work, and I'd be like, we going to my car. And like, we would go to my car after work, like, do it.
And then how did that translate into, yo, you should sleep with my whole platoon?
It was like, bring your friends to eat some wings. And then I was like, oh, they're cute. And he was like, I was like, put me on. And he like put me on. And then he like put me on another, and put me on another. And then they put me on a whole nother batch that would come in. And I was just going a little crazy then.
Remind me to stay away from wings at the bar. Probably forever. Innes, remind me again, where's the perspective lacking? Because as far as I and every Man Guide viewer can tell, the Western woman and cheating go together like PB&J. No enlightened guy thinks civilization is on the upswing because chicks are riding the carousel hard on their way to the wall. This ain't new to anyone, but you insist making this into some kind of novel realization. Anyways, this is where Innes starts bringing in the data. Since 1990, the number of women who admit to cheating has risen by 40%, according to researcher Esther Perel. In 2022, according to website The Truth About Deception. Recently, London was found to be the UK's epicenter for affairs. One survey revealed that 168,322 of London's 8 million residents admitted they were currently having affairs. Illicit Encounters, known as the UK's leading married dating website, revealed this year alone they had seen a 50% increase in women signing up for their affair matchmaking services. And this is what I mean when I'm describing the cultural push here. Chicks continue to pretend like their unreliability is this well-kept secret, acting like we all haven't seen literal hours of footage where women are caught sleeping around. Then they turn on the tears as soon as they realize the camera's rolling. Notice that Innes points out that this escalation started to increase rapidly in the 90s. Sure, Western societal credit has been in the red for far longer than that, but the real damage became too heavy to ignore near the turn of the century. Again, why did this happen? Because our institutions thought it would be a great idea to glorify simping on the world stage. They thought that promoting shows that devalue traditional strength, like Innes is trying to do in this article, would somehow usher in a new utopian environment where women suddenly find their untapped potential. Gee, letting women dictate how a state should operate? I wonder what could go wrong.
This guy's tiny. He must be a dwarf. Sorry, I'm not interested in being friends with midgets. Midgets piss me off.
The comments under this video have been distasteful, disgusting, and outright disrespectful.
Always acting before thinking it through. It's a tale as old as time itself. As I explained in another video, geopolitical analyst J.D. Unwin analyzed over 80 different empires, only to find that female sexual liberation was the second sign of total collapse. Countries that take this kind of thing seriously are 10 times more likely to withstand major changes. Sure, the titles and lexicon may shift, but the bones are still there. Endorsing governmental bodies that promote this garbage is like giving a kindergartner an M80. While you're pumping gas and saying, "Don't worry kid, you can handle the responsibility." Then, when you're crawling on the floor after the subsequent explosion, you look at your charred body thinking, "This is ridiculous. They should have made the label on that thing more legible." From J.D. Unwin to any real historian who's done the work, they can tell you that the signs are all around us. The women of this generation aren't handling any of this well because, well, they never had to do anything like this in the first place. There are no records of an effective female-run society. None. not without legions of male advisors guiding them every step of the way. The article continues with sociologist Dr. Alicia Walker, who specializes in sexual behavior and interviewed hundreds of men and women about their motivations for having affairs, argues that we too often position women as being ruled by their emotions, as though they can't have sex without love. Emerging research, though, suggests that, in fact, it's women who tire more easily in monogamous relationships. Not necessarily because they're tired of their partner themselves, it's more to do with the need for more sexual variety. Women are more likely to suggest open relationships. For instance, according to openminded.com, a website community for those in open relationships. London-born dating app Field has seen a surge in users post-pandemic, with search terms for ethical non-monogamy and polyamory seeing an almost 400% increase among women in 2021. Desire for sexual experimentation appears to be a huge driving force. I was a serial cheater. I was always motivated by sex, and the variety of experiencing that intimate side with many different people, says Joe, 30, from South London. I think women and men cheat in equal amounts, but women are more detail-oriented and think things through more, so just don't get found out as often. Yep, no red flags are to be found. This is just another case of women trying to desperately be like men, and it's surprising an article this misleading can even be considered legal. Ines, the sociologist you are citing here, is a hack, but the reality of the situation she's highlighting is nonetheless accurate, just not for the reasons you continue to suggest. The reason is not because women are more masculine than they once were allowed to let on. It's because these women have become a perverse hive mind. If any woman steps out of line and wants to save it for a decent guy, she's labeled a decenter and is exiled. To the uninitiated, this argument seems extreme. But the truth is, women only care about their reputation. It's a psychological reality that's more tested than post-Cold War Olympians. Most chicks would probably die before losing the approval of the collection. They fail to think independently. So feminism essentially works as a mind virus, worming its way so deep that even the more reserved Western chicks don't survive the vacuum. Instead, they find themselves marching in lockstep to Chad's Pub or Tyrone's Bistro, later greeted by the dominating progressive force, applauding them for ruining their chances of being with a self-respecting dude. That's just a fact. Women in the West are so caught up in this vortex of negative affirmation that not even billionaires can pull them out of this loop. It's because once these women make these mistakes, which they definitely will, their cult-like programming will only make them dig deeper. Here's an example, one of many.
She belonged to the streets.
What are you doing on Tinder?
What the hell? Where did you get that from?
What are you doing on Tinder?
Where did you get that?
From my friend. Why are you on Tinder?
That's an old Tinder. I used that to talk to people before.
Complaining stupid, that's a new picture.
He sent that to you?
What are you doing on Tinder?
Let me see.
Why does it matter? What are you doing on Tinder?
Nothing. I was just talking to people. Why? Why are you so
just talking to
upset?
people? Because you're on Tinder, that's a dating site.
No, it's not. It's not a dating site. You could use it for a lot of things. Dating is one of them, but that's not what I'm using it for. What?
What do you mean that's not what you're using for? Then how did he find you?
Because you were able to find people. That's how you can make friends. I am there just to talk to people. Normal.
Don't you
Normal
choose male or
people.
female?
Well, yeah.
And you obviously chose male. What the f***?
Well, you know, I don't necessarily get along with females that well. You know that. What?
That sounds like something a dot would say.
What are you talking about?
Get out of here with that shit, bro. Why are you on Tinder? Tell me the truth.
I am talking to people. That's it. I just wanted friends.
Oh, you're using it to find friends? My bad, babe. I'll just go over to the corner here and knit you a scarf. We don't want you getting cold out there while you're searching for a new buddy. Jokes aside, there are a ton of articles out there trying to spin societal collapse into a net positive. Pieces trying to make the argument that a civilization run by unreliable women will result in perfect harmony. As always, Ines and the rest of this mob tend to leave out the male end of the equation almost entirely. So let's take a peek and see what's happening.
Hi, what's your name?
Nathan.
Nice to meet you, Nathan. Kiss or slap?
Slap.
Slap?
Yeah.
Go.
I got a girl, so. Yeah,
But you can still slap, no?
Nah, I don't want to disrespect her.
Well, I won't tell her.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, well.
But nice talking to you.
Well, how about a kiss? Kiss is innocent.
I'm good.
On the cheek?
I'm good, but have a nice day. Nice
Okay.
talking to you.
Well, bye.
Surprise, surprise. The guy looked like he was hesitating for a second, but the point is still valid. As I said at the start, men are going their own way en masse, practicing something Western women allow to dissolve into extinction. This something is called restraint. We've assessed our value, and we understand it climbs the second we take people like this out of the picture. We've assessed our capacity for discipline, realizing that all we need is ourselves and our brothers to reach the common goal. Ines, ladies, good luck on trying to change the narrative. We'll be thriving at a safe distance, safe from whatever you insist on trying to make here. In time, you'll come to realize that it probably should have been a sandwich. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.